Welcome to the Nerf Report. We have a fantastic show lined up for you this week. We need to talk about the games you may have missed this week. Stadia, PlayStation, and Xbox all announced their lineup of free video games for February. Tesla joins the next-gen console market, and GeForce Now takes new steps to solidify their spot in the ever-growing market of cloud gaming. All of this and much, much more on this week's episode of the Nerf Report.
Are you listening?
Welcome back to the Nerf Report. My name is Bryant. This has been a crazy week for video games. I mean, for me, EA announcing a new studio in Vancouver called Full Circle that will solely focus on the development of Skate 4 is great news. And if you're a fan of Apex Legends, Respawn dropped a ton of trailers to promote their next season of content. And on top of all of that, we had some pretty awesome games come out this week. So let's jump into the games that released this week in a brand new segment that we like to call Games You May Have Missed. First up, let's talk about Olia, a brand new action-adventure game from Skeleton Crew Studio, in which players will play as Lord Faraday, who is shipwrecked on a strange island, and must use a legendary harpoon to rescue the other crewmates and return home. Oliha is currently available on PC, PlayStation, Xbox, and the Nintendo Switch. Now, if you're looking for something a little more challenging, perhaps this next game is for you. Gods Will Fall. Welcome to the world where gods have ruled and tortured humans for a millennia. Together with 8 Celtic warriors, you must fight back against the gods and explore the underground realms filled with minion hordes, unique challenges, and dark secrets to uncover. Gods Will Fall is currently available for the Nintendo Switch, PlayStation, Xbox, PC, and Google Stadia. And speaking of Google Stadia, the platform received a massive game this week with Madden 21 finally arriving on Stadia. That's right, step foot into the gridiron once again and compete against some of today's top NFL teams and players. NFL 21 features unique modes like Madden Ultimate Team, The Yard, and Face of the Franchise, which follows your journey from a college athlete all the way to the NFL. And our final game for this week is probably one of my favorite games from 2020, which received a brand new DLC expansion this week. Immortals Phoenix Rising: A New God has finally arrived. This new DLC expansion will return players to the role of Phoenix as they must overcome trials of the god to join the Greek pantheon and fulfill your destiny. Now, obviously, this was a big week for video games, so let us know. Did you check out any of these games for yourself? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section down below, and please let us know if we missed one. Next up, let's talk about Tesla, which, Elon, I know you're a massive fan of the Nerf Report, so just spitballing here. Nerf Report themed Cybertruck. That would be fire. This week, Tesla dropped new updates for their Model S, which included the news that the vehicle will have new hardware for the car's Tesla Arcade. Which, if you weren't aware, most Tesla models can actually play games like Cuphead, Stardew Valley, or even Beach Buggy Racing. In fact, some of the racing games you control with your steering wheel. However, the importance around this week's news is that Tesla's Arcade will now be powered by a new processor capable of 10 teraflops of computing power. And for comparison, the Xbox Series X currently is capable of 12 teraflops, Google Stadia is capable of 10.7, the PlayStation 5 has 10.28 teraflops, meaning that the new Tesla Arcade is on par with Google Stadia and the PlayStation 5. Now, clearly there is a massive price difference between all of those. I mean, the Tesla Model S starts at like $70,000, which does raise the question. I mean, is this the world's most expensive console or the world's most expensive PC? Probably the most exciting news to come out of this story is that Elon Musk has already confirmed that games like The Witcher 3 and Cyberpunk 2077 can all run on the Tesla Arcade system. So let's just add this to the list of gaming hardware that I'm never gonna be able to afford. And from expensive gaming experiences, let's talk about free video games. PlayStation, Xbox, and Stadia have all announced their lineup of free video games for the month of February. So let's talk about the games that are getting added to your backlog. February is finally here, which means we have a brand new month of free video games to talk about. And if you're a subscriber to PlayStation Plus, Stadia Pro, or Xbox Games with Gold, for the month of February, these are the games getting added to your backlog. First up, let's talk about PlayStation. For the month of February, PlayStation Plus subscribers will get the fantastic game Control, the imaginative Concrete Genie, and PlayStation 5 owners will get the vehicular carnage game Destruction All-Stars. Okay, Google, let's talk about the 3 new games that will be joining the Stadia Pro library for the month of February. This month, Stadia Pro members will get to play Journey to the Savage Planet Employee of the Month Edition, Lara Croft and the Guardian of Light, and the fantastic video game Enter the Gungeon. And finally, we come to Xbox. Thanks for being patient, Xbox fans. This February, Xbox Games with Gold subscribers will get Resident Evil, Dandara Trials of Fear Edition, Gears 5, Indiana Jones and the Emperor's Tomb, and Lost Planet 2. Well, for the month of February, these are the games getting added to your backlog. What game are you looking forward to playing the most? Make sure to let us know in the comment section down below. And finally, for this week's show, let's talk about cloud gaming. You know, typically when we talk about cloud gaming, we usually cover services like Google Stadia, Amazon Luna, or Xbox Project xCloud. But with every new episode of the Nerf Report, the cloud gaming market is constantly growing. In fact, just this week, a brand new service called Plex Arcade launched in partnership with Parsec, which will bring retro video games from Atari to the cloud. Which, quite frankly, is a really cool concept, but not the cloud gaming service that we are here to talk about this week. In fact, for this week, I wanted to talk about GeForce Now. GeForce Now is a cloud gaming service that allows you to stream your existing library of PC games to any laptop, desktop, Shield TV, along with your Android and iOS devices. And as far as prices go, GeForce Now offers a free tier that gives you standard access behind a 1-hour time limit. However, GeForce also offers a Founders Access, which is roughly $25 for 6 months of priority access, extended gameplay sessions, along with RTX. Now, for me, one of the biggest drawbacks to this service is the fact that during peak times, members could experience wait times to play games, which the company openly talks about in their FAQ section, and they continue to explain that priority access puts founders in the front of the line to start a game. Meaning that if you utilize the free tier, you could be waiting in line for a game and then somebody comes up and cuts you in line and they get to play before you, which not cool, GeForce. Now, the other drawback to GeForce Now is that your playtime is limited. Even as a founder, you are limited to 6 hours of gaming, which granted, I get like 30 minutes of gaming a day, but if I were wanting to play for a longer session, being limited to 6 hours of play would start to get frustrating. And personally, I really don't think that this plan can survive long term for GeForce Now, especially when services like Stadia or Luna allow you to play whenever you want or for however long you want. And I guess in GeForce's credit, I mean, they are still updating this service. This week, GeForce announced that the service can now stream directly to Chrome browsers, meaning that anyone with the ability to download Chrome can now stream any PC game to their device through GeForce Now. And I'm really interested in seeing how GeForce Now will continue to progress as a service, as I'm a firm believer that competition breeds excellence. And there is something extremely valid behind the idea of being able to play your pre-existing games via the cloud. And to wrap all of this up, what has your experience been with GeForce Now? Have you tried it out? Please, I'm very interested to hear this. Let me know what your experience has been in the comment section down below. Well, that's going to wrap up this week's episode of the Nerf Report. Thank you again so much for joining us, and a special thank you to all of the Nerf Report best friends who make content like this possible. Hey, thanks again for checking out our channel. If you like what you saw and you want to see more content just like it, which who wouldn't, hit the subscribe button right there. And while you're down there, hit the like button. Maybe even consider becoming a Nerf Report best friend, just like the people listed down below did. In fact, don't you want to see your name there? I know I do.